I'm standing right here in the neighborhood that the police redlined as the most violent neighborhood in 2007. I remember when our family moved into this building that was once condemned, but became the lighthouse, the bright spot in the community. There's a saying, work hard, get an education, and you too can move out of the ghetto. And that was the saying for my life. And as I grew up, I got a scholarship to play basketball at Creighton. I wanted to do everything I could to get out of this community. But God got a hold of my life. My wife and I actually moved into the house right next door. I want to take you on a drive and introduce you to some of my friends. They live in neighborhoods that were just like this, and they've committed to being a part of the solution.
My man!
What's up, brother?
Hey!
I was talking earlier just about how we even got here.
I know, man. It's
and
crazy.
Just the journey.
It's been quite a journey.
Hasn't it?
Never thought in a million years I'd be living in North Omaha.
I was really hesitant when that opportunity came to move into a lighthouse.
We tried it out for 3 months, and to be honest with you, we fell in love with it.
I started realizing how powerful the lighthouse could be if we actually stayed in the neighborhood. I wanted to be a long-term solution.
The biggest challenge is continue to overcome our own fears. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It has been so rich for us. So rich. Is it worth it? Oh my goodness.
Without a doubt.
No question. I really feel like we're supposed to stay.
I think Wes and Candy's story represents a different journey. Wes would probably tell you at one point in time he was a part of the problem. Got married to Candy. Candy completely changed his life. And they decide that they want to do life differently. The Zola Coppers!
What up? We already had the heart of like connecting with neighbors and all of that thing, but we didn't have nothing to connect them with. Right. So we connect with them, engage them, see some change, but that's where it stops. Right. So when we learned about the Lighthouse program, now it was actually a group of people, and we can actually lead people somewhere.
I mean, what type of impact can a Lighthouse family actually have in a neighborhood?
I think tons. Sometimes we think that greatness is about moving up and up and up, but it's really about going back down and serving all, you know, and us being able to see fights almost every other day on our block and somebody getting killed, to not seeing anything for over a year and people knowing us and expecting to see us, and when we walk to kids to school, just that. Because now we like grassroots level, you know. You can make policies, but now we get to actually engage with people's hearts.
Changing the narrative.
Yes.
That's been the big thing for us, just even with our son. Changing the narrative of he's not this bad little black boy, and we're not going to treat him like that, and we don't want you to treat him like that. And so when they see parents that are intentional and coming into the classrooms like that, talking to the principals, it helps other kids too.
Big time.
So it's been really cool to even have that impact in our schools, our neighbor schools.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Jim and Rosie have an amazing story. I mean, you talk about somebody who was successful. Rosie, incredible corporate job, lived in, I would say, one of the nicest neighborhoods in our city, Dundee, and got to a place where she was so unsettled, felt like she had to do something different, sold her house, and moved to be a part of what we're doing in North Omaha. Hi, Rosie.
It was just always on our hearts that, you know, Omaha is one of the top 3 places in the nation to live, unless you live in 68111, 68104. But how do you help that with the Lighthouse deal? It seemed, number one, so simple a solution, and it just seems like the answer. And I mean, the change we've seen in just this little area, Prospect Village. When we moved in here, there were 30 homes that probably needed to come down because they were abandoned, and
just like ours. They had that condemned danger sign on it,
right.
Just like ours. A neighbor who one year said, this is a good place because everybody minds their own business. We just leave each other alone. And my heart was like, oh. But the next year, when a realtor was coming through showing their place, and the people were like, oh, what about the neighborhood? Like, oh no, this is a totally cool neighborhood. Everybody knows each other, and we look out for each other. And I was like, wow.
The stories you just heard are stories of the real game changers in our community. People who have decided to live different. We're an organization that's more than just a program. We want to see complete community revitalization, one neighborhood at a time. We want to see a new inner city, a different story being told about this community. We want to say thank you. For over 30 years, you have been a part of supporting and investing in the lives of individuals who have decided to live different so this community can look different.